Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. I'm Platter Video Series videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, I'm trying out a namesake sandwich. So, hopefully good things. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, warm hug, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, though? Happens to be my 7 Dust shirt. Yeah, 7 Dust. I've worn this shirt on a good many of reviews. I actually got this shirt a year or two ago. The years start blending together, especially when you go to a lot of shows like I do. But they were on tour with Static X on the Machine Killer tour. It was a great fucking show. And yeah, I mean, 7 Dust, they're a really cool metal band, often sort of tagged with the nu metal moniker, and that's somewhat appropriate. I think it kind of depends a little bit album to album, but certainly within that realm. Really great band, really fun to see live, man. Just like the explosive energy they have, even after doing it for as many years as they have, it's incredible. I was actually so impressed. I went over there, obviously I got some merch. I actually went over there and got some video of their performances. Those videos are on my channel, just in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction as far as their music goes, because I think they're really badass. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, like I said, I'm going to be reviewing a namesake sandwich, but a namesake sandwich from where? Happens to be from a place called, boom, Joey C's Deli. I just got through reviewing an Italian sub sandwich of theirs, and this time around, I'm reviewing the Joey sandwich. Like I said, namesake sandwich, which consists of ham, roast beef, Genoa salami, provolone cheese, and Italian dressing. That sounds great to me. But, what with this being a sub sandwich review, I do have to preface it with 3 things real quick. Number 1, for over 3 years now, I've been going on sub sandwich adventures. What that means is I've been going out to basically every place that sells sub sandwiches in my area, be they delis, chain locations, Walmart, what have you. I've been trying out their sub sandwiches, I've been reviewing them, I've been posting to my YouTube channel. But I'm such a nice guy, I don't just post on my YouTube channel. This is where number 2 comes into play. I have an entire playlist called Subs for Subs. That's where I go over there and I post up my sub sandwich reviews. Time I'm doing this, folks, I have over 100 sub sandwich reviews in that playlist. So you got plenty, but maybe you're greedy, maybe you want even more sub sandwich reviewing goodness. That's where number 3 comes into play. Why? Because all you have to do is wait until Sunday. Why? Because Sunday is SUBday. That is the day when I go over there and I post up my sub sandwich reviews. For over 3 years now, I have not missed a Sunday. So if you like my sub sandwich reviews, thank you very much. And then on top of that, just wait until Sunday. You'll get more. But anyway, let's take a look at the Joey. Boom, it's big. I intended to get a 7-inch, but I accidentally said 12. And then I was like, well, I mean, it's a big sandwich. I'm just going to go with it. So let's take a look at this. Okay. Oh, that looks good. That looks so good. Okay. Well, it looks like this. I mean, that's a lot of meat. I'm happy about that. And let's get a thing for a thing. Let's go. And what with this being a local establishment, it's also going to end up on my Eating Out Illinois playlist, which is a playlist for just local spots. Let's try out the Joey. Veggies nice and fresh. Like the taste of the tomato. Okay. Alright. Pros and cons. Pros, very meaty. Definitely tasty. Decent sub sandwich. You know, like I said, I like the freshness of the veg. I think all the elements work together. Typically, you stack protein on protein, you're gonna have a good time. Um, Cons. I'm running into the same problem that I ran into with the Italian sub, which is that while good, it is lacking some of the punchiness of flavor that I was hoping for. Uh, yeah, it's just I like the roast beef. I just feel like none of this. Again, it doesn't quite have that oomph to it. But let's. The Italian dressing gives it a little zinginess. That definitely helps. Um, but yeah, it's lacking in that punchy flavor. I kind of and I don't like to slag anybody off. And I don't think that's what I'm doing here, but I do kind of feel like, especially with this place, referring to themselves as a deli, even though the establishment itself seems to be more of like a bar and gaming lounge slash kind of restaurant. Like they're a weird sort of fusion of things, which isn't a bad thing. It's just a thing of note. Because when I think of a deli, no, I think you got the deli counter right there with all of the different deli meats and all the cheeses and stuff. Boom, right there. I kind of feel like, despite them referring to themselves as a deli, I do feel like maybe to a certain extent, the other aspects of the business might be a little bit more priority. And I'm hypothesizing here. Because I just feel like the subs that they're putting out, they have the right idea. But it does feel like the ingredients are maybe just a little bit less so than what I personally would come to expect from most, like, delis. And that's the thing. Like, if this were just a sandwich from a chain location or something like that, I'd have a lot higher praise for it because I have to keep it in context. But if you call yourself a deli, I'm thinking deli quality. This, while being a good sandwich, I don't think is a deli good quality sandwich. I like the bread. Again, I think the combination of flavors is nice. It creates a nice meaty atmosphere to enjoy. But if it were just a little bit higher quality, it would be a really good sub and something that I would be, very happy to hang my hat on as far as, recommending it and, what have you. It's not bad as is. I'll certainly eat the rest of it and enjoy it, but it's just not quite up to the standard that I would personally have for it. But two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Maybe and sure. So here's the thing. Trying this and trying their Italian sub, again, certain issues seem to cross over. I like the Italian sub more. I think the flavors hit a little bit harder for me. Some of that maybe had just been I think there was a little bit more application of the Italian dressing, which I liked, and I liked it in this too. But it just felt like maybe I just wasn't getting quite as much. Um, it's not a bad sub sandwich, but I think that if I was going to go back to Joey C's, and I like to think that I will at some point to try more of their menu, I would get the Italian sub over this. I don't mind it, and I love that it's a nice big meaty sub, but I do feel like it's kind of lacking, Whereas at least with the Italian sub, it had some of that zippiness to it. It came pretty close to being like a really solid Italian sub, so whereas this, still good, but for that same reason, if I'm recommending it, it's not a bad sub. Especially doing these reviews for as long as I have had so much worse subs, and this isn't even a bad one. It's a decent sub. But whereas with the Italian sub, I think I ranked it as kind of like a B. This, kind of a C+. It's good enough and a little bit better. But again, within the context, especially of like a deli sub, I just don't think it quite lives up to the potential. You know, still good, still tasty, but yeah. So, you know, if you happen to go out to Joey C's, I'd probably recommend the Italian over it. But if you get it, I think you'll enjoy it overall. 5 things before I get out of here, though. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there themselves a truly sub sandwich-tastic rest of your life. Because, folks, I mean, that's what I do. I review sub sandwiches, as well as a million other things. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. And folks, I do just want to mention here, even though I haven't been able to be as doting upon Joey C's Deli as much as I would have liked to, I do want to emphasize, not a bad experience, decent subs, especially when it's a local spot. I always love to, gush over them, right? And I wish I could do that, but at the same time, I do have to be honest with my experience. So if anybody from Joey C's, happens to see this, please don't take it personally or anything like that. Like, I'm always rooting for local establishments. So if nothing else, maybe just take some of my criticisms to heart or not. Who the fuck am I? I'm just this guy. But anyway,